And on this segment of Local 6 Legal Line, visiting with the Honorable Mark Bryant of the Bryant Law Center, Paducah, Mayfield, and Louisville. And Mark normally has somebody else with him today, but he's going to have to fly solo today, and I bet you he can do it. Mark, good to have you again today.
Well,
and
thanks,
a pending piece of litigation coming up against the makers of something called the Bard PowerPort. And I mentioned that if viewers don't know what that is, chances are they've never used one. But those that do know and may have had problems with it, they need to pay attention to this segment. First of all, what is the Bard PowerPort?
Well, first let me show you a picture of it. It's a catheter that is put in for people that have, oftentimes they have cancer, and they use this for chemotherapy. And this Bard PowerPort has been in existence since like the early 2000s. And they've marketed it as just the perfect thing to put chemotherapy chemicals into your body and that sort of thing, or use it for feeding. And anyhow, it's come to the attention of many people in the products liability business that this thing is unsafe. And the reason it's unsafe is because when you look at it, this is made of titanium, and it's also made of plastic. And so the problem with this is you use it for intravenous feeding or for chemotherapy, and it goes in under the skin, and the people are ending up, there have been people that have had infections as a result of it, long hospital stays as a result of it, and also people have died from this because there are fractures in the bottom of it, and it goes off and goes into the bloodstream, and it's caused many people to die. So that's what the Bard PowerPort is. And the allegations are in the lawsuit that Bard has known about this for years and years, but was able to hide behind the Food and Drug Administration and testing to keep the public from knowing about it. And so people have died just as the cost of doing business is what a lot of people would argue on this.
Got about 90 seconds left in our first segment, so let's get into what some of the more specific problems that people have experienced with this PowerPort.
Well, a lot of, first place, I know that these PowerPorts are in our area, and the reason I know that is before I looked into it, we started getting phone calls from people in the region that were complaining about it. And so they are going on in surgeries here in our region. And some of the problems that come from it are infections, are not at all unusual. People that get this get infections from it. They end up having multiple surgeries from it, and oftentimes they end up having another surgery to take out the Bard port. And so what we've got to do is, if anybody's got has that, and I hope you don't, because you've got serious medical problems anyway if you have a Bard port. But if you do, please watch out for it. If you end up in the hospital and you have serious illness as a result of it, and heaven, pray that you don't die from it, but I mean, people have. And so I'll talk more about the litigation in this matter during the next few minutes.
Mark Bryant, our guest today on Local 6 Legal Line. Time is up on part one. We have to go to commercial break, and we'll do that. Then we'll talk more about the Bard PowerPort and the issues and what to do if this happens to affect you or someone you love. That's straight ahead. Part two Legal Line on Local 6 Midday coming up next.